Howdy. It has been quite a bit of time since the last time I have made a video. Partly because I have been learning how to use Blender and that has taken up a few months of my time. And the other part is because I was just lazy. But alas, I am here now and I would like to talk about this new outfit I have made for my character Buto. So, this outfit is named Charged Arachnid. I am not sure if I've ever mentioned the fact that I do name the outfits for my characters. I don't know if that's a common thing to do. It's a thing I do. And like Inalis, Buto enjoys dressing up. And I think a little bit more than Inalis because she makes her own clothing. Making this design was... In the script I said easy, but then I remembered all the things I had went through beforehand. And I would like to show you at least, I think there was these 6 ideas, and basically I scrapped all that, and I am not sure what inspired me to make this current design. I would have to look back through some boards on Pinterest because that's where the inspiration comes from. Very surprised. But after I started getting the sketch out, it was pretty smooth sailing from there. Making the color palette was significantly easier than the other one, since I had a base idea for the colors that I wanted to use for her, since I have already done it before. I wanted her to have a design that was a bit more in line with some of the other designs from the realm that she comes from, and the previous one really didn't show that off. She was more covered than anything, or any other of the characters, like Robin, Mallard, Inalis, Ayer, and I'm pretty sure some of the background characters. They are all wearing very loose clothing that shows a bit of skin, and comparatively, Buto was practically covered from the neck down. So I wanted to change that, and that is kind of the reason why I made this design. Another reason is I'm not a big fan of how she is portrayed in that artwork. She's a bit too youthful looking and a bit more cheery. She's meant to be more of a, I guess, a sinister presence. She is meant to be more gaunt looking, have, stronger cheekbones, and I wanted to emphasize that. It was somewhat present in the other artwork, but I tried to exaggerate it a bit more so that she doesn't have a basic face. In terms of the IRL history of the characters, she is a relatively new character. I believe I made her in 2022, and she was to go along with another character called the Dame of Lightning, which is still a present day lore bit, but essentially I wanted to give all of my 4 main characters a familiar. So for Inalis, he got being the quintessential things that I enjoy in life: a spider and a snake. Why did I combine them? I thought it would be fun to make a creature based off the two. So with that in mind, I made Buto. So I wanted to give all of the familiars a human form, and for Buto, I got my inspiration from Bayonetta. And for those who don't know, in Bayonetta, she makes pacts with demons, and there was this one demon called Madama Butterfly. And that's basically where I got my idea for Buto, and basically just being a pact between 2 characters, which isn't exactly what I do. They are more of, like I said, a familiar. But that's how she basically started and kind of grew from there. Her name, like I was talking about, is based off of... Not based off of, it is literally the Egyptian serpent goddess from the city Buto, who happens to be named Buto. And the two types of snakes that she's based on is a cobra and a spiny orb weaver spider. And to incorporate these details inside of her design, at least her face and hair, she has 4 marks, 2 under each of her eyes, and basically those are supposed to represent the 8 spider eyes. So the 4 under her eyes plus her eyes and eyebrows make 8, and that's supposed to be in the relative position to where the spiny orb weaver's eyes are. And for the snake aspect, her hair is supposed to be her tail. And she keeps it braided for the most part to try to emulate the scaliness of a snake. For this design in particular, I went a bit more with the spider and snake motifs. In the previous design, it was only really kinda there. So for the snake, once again, there's like this braided pattern on some of the parts of her clothing. And that's, again, supposed to represent the scales. And there are some cobwebs, which represent the spider. The red dots on her clothing, they're supposed to be basically the orb weaver's the spiny parts of them. And also, you know, the orb part of their web. And it appears on both of the designs for Buto, and they both happen to be on the fluffy white part, which I guess headcanon to be like a spider web, just very cottony. And there is another snake on her right thigh that is quite literally a snake. I think there was another serpent pattern on the other design on her left thigh, and it's just basically a purple thing going up her leg. So in terms of this design, I'm a lot more happier. I think it represents not only her, but also her homeland. For my future projects, I have not yet started on making the 3rd issue of the comic. That is partly because I'm trying my best to get the events to follow how I need it to be. I have a vague idea of how it's supposed to go, but trying to get the points to get there is a bit of a challenge. Also, there are some designs that I had to make for characters that are going to be introduced in this issue. So I took a bit of time to design those and try to flesh that out. You should hopefully be seeing that soon. And Analysis also got a new design, which that will probably be the next video I do, because that one's not as time consuming as those other ones that I'm currently doing. So I will be talking more about him when I get to that part. Besides that, I'm gonna try to get back to uploading YouTube videos once again. Try to get it down and make it more of a schedule for it, and try to, I don't know, see what this takes me. So, with those little updates out of the way, I don't have much else to say about Buto for this little speed paint. Next time I draw her, I will probably have a few more things to say because I can yap. Besides that, I hope that this video has been somewhat entertaining, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Toodles. Toodles.